Okay, here's my hot take. This was much worse in theory than it was in practice. This was not so bad in practice. This is a terrible look for GoFundMe. It shows that they do not understand nonprofits at all. They have totally lost the trust. No consent. They should not have done this. We just spent how long? Half hour lambasting them
Yeah.
for this. I don't take back a single word that I said. I wonder how much money was lost to nonprofits because of this. And the reason that I say this is mainly one of the things that I noticed that I've really found fascinating was on the LinkedIn page, which I spent an embarrassingly long amount of time just looking through the comments because I was so fascinated by it. And one of the things that jumped out to me when scrolling through those comments is I I don't know, it felt like 9 out of 10 of all of the comments were from fundraising consultants, people adjacent to the field, but not CEOs and directors of development. I didn't see, occasionally I saw a director of development up in arms, but I didn't see people saying, we didn't know there was thousands of dollars sitting in this account until we looked and oh my goodness, please release the funds. I just wonder how bad this was in terms of dollars and cents.
I think that's fair. What I would say to you in response is they got lucky that way.
Lucky they did
Because,
a bad a bad job of people donating to their platform
yes,
on behalf of the
ironically,
organization.
yes, because it was caught or exposed or whatever term you want to use sooner rather than later. Here's a great example. Okay. There was a hurricane this past week, right? People donate to hurricane relief in obscene amounts to organizations that they know, and in many cases, the organizations they don't know. How do they find them? They Google it. And so a person donated hard earned money because they want to give hurricane relief. And that money went into a black hole of donations that no one ever saw. So it was never used. Right. So GoFundMe lucked out in a certain sense by the timing of it exposure. The fact that when they actually did it in the first place, they promoted it rather poorly. And so it didn't become a bigger deal at the time, where they were, you know, even running ads like Google ads or whatever to promote it or, SEO or placement or anything like that, or even just, dropping a cookie so you can follow people around. I mean, the zillion people if they have that many people coming to their platform on a day-to-day basis, goodness gracious, they should have had a gazillion donations on their platform. They didn't, right? At least I don't think they did. Yeah, a little bit it's, bluster, I would say. You're right. I didn't see nonprofit leaders either coming out. The stuff that they were writing was mostly, this is super annoying and
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
more work than I need to deal with. Is this another thing that I didn't do that I now have to deal with and my board's going to ask me about? And come on, please help me and stop hurting me and making my life more difficult than it already is. I definitely, I definitely agree with you on that. And I would say that the typical average person donor probably didn't notice it happened. And as a couple of people pointed out to me privately, it never hit the main press. So it wasn't a big story. Had it been a story on GoFundMe where they were raising money for hurricane relief and $100 million was raised and it disappeared, then you would have seen it and heard about it because a senator or somebody would have raised where'd all the money go, like they do on occasion what they do with Haiti relief when the money's just disappeared. But because it was inside baseball for the nonprofit community, I would agree with you on some level that it was more annoyance and bluster than it was in terms of practice, short of knowing how much money actually exchanged hands there and how much money is now sitting in accounts or in that PayPal giving fund, I think is where they put it. That's going to go unclaimed for an extended period of time. That doesn't mean that that it's okay. I would say that from the standpoint of the community, forgiving them so quickly bothers me. And I don't know how many people were using them to begin with for their nonprofits. I certainly wouldn't recommend it going forward because I think that trust piece takes time to fix.